How's it going, everyone? In this video, we have some big news on the Lucha Brothers, a top AEW star potentially leaving the company, and a whole lot more. But before we begin, please make sure to drop a like on this video. I would really appreciate it. Alright guys, so for our first story of today, we have some news on the real reason why the Bloodline appeared on NXT this week. As Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer reports, the reason why the Bloodline appeared on NXT this week was simply because there were no plans to have Nathan Frazier and Axiom lose their NXT tag team titles, as well as to protect the Street Profits from losing the match clean. Next up, we have the latest details on plans for the Lucha Brothers in WWE, as PWN reports that after several months of speculation, Rey Fenix and Penta 𝘍𝙍𝙀𝘼𝙆 Miedo are reportedly headed to WWE. Moreover, they will skip NXT and instead go straight to the main roster. However, there is no timetable for when they will be arriving in WWE. Next, we have an injury update on Adam Cole and Powerhouse Hobbs, as Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer and Fightful Select report, after several months of being sidelined with injuries, both stars were actually backstage at AEW All Out. Furthermore, in regards to Adam Cole, he was seen walking around fine after being out of action with a foot injury for almost a year, and Powerhouse Hobbs, who has been injured since April, is said to be back officially on the road with the company, although both of their in-ring returns still remain unknown. Moving on to our next story, we have some big news that a top AEW star could be leaving the company. As Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select reports, although there was hope that he would be re-signing with the company before AEW All Out, Daniel Garcia has still not signed a new deal, despite one already being offered to him. Therefore, it still remains to be seen if Daniel Garcia will end up staying or leaving AEW for WWE. So now guys, I want to give you my thoughts and opinions on all of the stories that we discussed today. Starting off with our first story, we did talk about the Bloodline, why they appeared on NXT this week. And according to Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer, the Bloodline appeared on NXT because for two reasons. One reason was to protect the Street Profits from losing the match clean, and the other reason was for Nathan Frazier and Axiom to prevent them from losing the NXT tag team titles. They had no WWE had no plans for them to lose the titles, so two benefits by having the Bloodline appear on NXT television. And in my opinion, guys, I thought it was awesome to see the Bloodline appear on NXT. You could tell when they appeared that the audience went crazy for them, and it just shows how popular as a stable they are right now, specifically 𝘍𝙍𝙀𝘼𝙆. I think 𝘍𝙍𝙀 is a big star, and I think eventually he might even, I would say that right now he's overshadowing, I think, Solo Sikoa in terms of him being a bigger star than Solo Sikoa, and I do think that WWE could have some very big things planned for 𝘍𝙍𝙀 down the line. The other story that we discussed was on the Lucha Brothers. New details as to as them leaving AEW and heading to WWE, and according to reports, the Lucha Brothers are in fact headed to WWE. However, apparently they will be skipping the NXT brand and moving straight to the main roster, which is pretty surprising in my opinion. I do think that the Lucha Brothers are a very interesting team. I think that most of their matches are very entertaining, and I'm sure that will translate to WWE because a lot of fans like that high-flying luchador style, and I think that style would benefit them. I think that style resonates more with the NXT crowd, in my opinion. But I think that them skipping NXT and moving to the main roster might be a bad move in my opinion, because I do think that wrestlers who typically come from the outside from the independents or even AEW. They do need some time in order to learn the WWE style. However, it does look like the Lucha Brothers will be skipping that step in going to NXT and moving to the main roster. But nevertheless, I am very excited to see what WWE has planned for Rey Fenix and Penta El Zero Miedo on the main roster. The next story that we talked about was pretty much an update on Adam Cole and also Powerhouse Hobbs, who they both have been sidelined with injuries for several months now. Now, in regards to Adam Cole, the report did say that Adam Cole was at AEW All Out as well as Powerhouse Hobbs, and Adam Cole was seen walking around fine without any crutches or things like that, which is a very good sign for Adam Cole because he is someone that is very important to AEW. So things do look good for Adam Cole in terms of him progressing in his recovery. However, the report did not say when exactly when the belief is that he will be returning to in-ring competition. However, these are very good signs for him that he could be returning soon. And also in regards to Powerhouse Hobbs, I believe he did have a match against Jon Moxley, and it did appear like he suffered some kind of, I think it was a shoulder injury or something like that. I'm not too sure if I remember that match correctly, but that match was stopped abruptly. And since then, I believe it was in April. Since then, Powerhouse Hobbs has been missing from television as well. However, as well as Adam Cole, he was backstage at AEW All Out, and he is on the road with AEW. So that is very good news for Powerhouse Hobbs because I think that he has a ton of potential to be a big star in AEW. And prior to his injury, I think that he was getting pushed and he was getting a very good reception from fans. But unfortunately, obviously, that injury took him out, and he essentially has to start from scratch to get that heat back with the fans. However, this is good news for both stars because it does look like they are inching closer and closer for an in-ring return, which is very good news. The other story that we discussed was on Daniel Garcia. Apparently he has still not re-signed a new deal to remain with AEW. And according to reports, people in AEW were very confident that Daniel Garcia would be re-signing and staying with AEW. However, the report did say they did hope that Daniel Garcia would be re-signing with the company before AEW All Out, but he did not. Now it does look like WWE has interest in signing Daniel Garcia, and AEW is very much aware of that. So I'm not sure if Daniel Garcia is negotiating, with both sides to see which company ends up giving him a more lucrative deal to remain, to either stay with AEW or see, a different company in WWE. So it will be interesting to see what ends up happening in the case of Daniel Garcia, whether he stays with AEW or goes to WWE like many other ex-AEW stars have done over the past several months. So with that being said, guys, that is all of the news that we have for today. Please make sure to let me know your thoughts and opinions on all of the stories that we discussed today in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.